this is something that you'll be seeing for years to come, and it will have started here.
They're calling it a real game changer for all kinds of people with leg and foot problems. This is the before picture there. The biggest medical advancement you've never heard of yet is being developed right here in San Antonio. Now, you've never heard of it because it's just been created for wounded warriors and so far tested only by them, because it's a little hard even for doctors to explain what it does. But I was able to take our cameras into the Center for the Intrepid here at Fort Sam Houston for a close-up look at what could change the lives of millions of people with all kinds of leg problems. This is the before picture. He was never expected to run again. Even walking was a challenge. But this is the after picture. He's wearing something called the IDEO.
He's got great stride, man.
The pain of bearing weight on that injured leg is just gone, with the weight actually redirected around the injury into kind of a cross between the latest in high-tech prosthetics and a basic leg brace. That's the IDEO.
It stands for Intrepid Dynamic Exoskeleton or Exoskeletal Orthosis.
Right, what he said. Intrepid Dynamic Exoskeletal Orthosis. A little complicated to say, and the results also hard to put into words.
Without this, it just really, it made a difference. It really made a difference to my life, to my family.
Staff Sergeant Athena Knight lost half her Achilles tendon and heel pad because of a staph infection. Now, she admits she'd always hated running until she was told she'd never do it again.
It hurt just because I am very athletic. I've been playing basketball and soccer for my whole life. Even though I'm in the military, coached my son in basketball and soccer. And not to be able to do those things with him was going to hurt me. And I didn't know how to explain that to him.
And she couldn't run for 3 years until she got an IDEO.
When I went out there the first day, that after I got fitted and everything, and I went out running, and it was a blessing. So I know for me, it was just amazing.
Pleasure as always.
Thank you.
Ryan Blanck is the technical guy behind the IDEO. He came to the Center for the Intrepid, or the CFI, at Fort Sam Houston back in 2009 to help develop prosthetics for all the soldiers losing limbs in Iraq and Afghanistan. But the great strides made to help amputees left others behind.
I was even thinking about removing the legs. I'd seen guys that were doing a lot better than I was without it.
People like Wesley Bigby and Athena don't have to have a leg amputated, but were literally asking for it after seeing amputee buddies recover and run faster without their level of pain.
It's like I'd given up. There wasn't any other option for me to go.
And back in 2009, the IDEO was born when a therapist asked Ryan for something that would get a patient just like Wesley running again without having to lose his leg.
So I said, I don't know of anything, but since you asked, we have some resources here. Let's focus on I'm going to look into how we can maybe do this. We made some sketches. I put down some concepts on paper. A month later, I had a trial device to put on them, and it kind of worked.
He fine-tuned it, then one by one created more of this now patented device. Technically, the IDEO offloads the energy from your upper body, stores it in the device, mainly in the struts, and then it returns some of that power back to your upper body, all while it cradles and controls motion in the foot and leg.
For me, I think it's just one of the best inventions to come out of this war to date.
The director for the Center for the Intrepid says the IDEO that Blanck came up with is huge.
Being an amputee surgeon, I think over the past 2 years that I've been here at this center, it has probably kept me from doing conservatively 100 leg amputations.
Each IDEO is custom made from a mold of a patient's leg and foot, the top and bottom connected by struts attached at the back. And then most of the mold is actually cut away. It weighs just over a pound, fitting right inside your shoe or boot.
What you don't see is what goes into this. What the carbon fiber layering, very specific to the patient's injury, very specific to what their needs are.
And it's so effective that 75 injured service members who wanted to return to the battlefield have been able to. Physical trainer Johnny Owens is the man who gets them all back into fighting shape, whether they're going back to war or not.
We've all ran at one time, and so to take that away from someone when they're young, it really messes with their psyche and their well-being.
He designed Return to Run.
So if you can keep your foot from spinning out.
That's the crucial month-long training program where they learn how to walk, run, and jump with the IDEO restricting the ankle's movement.
Learning to move in a different style, utilizing your hip more, retraining a running technique.
I've been in the training for over 2 weeks now, and I jogged for the first time yesterday in over a year. So I'm getting there.
And with all these willing and demanding young test subjects, this may be the only place the IDEO could have been developed, at least so quickly.
We have the ability to think outside the box without worrying about billing and insurance companies, and having someone on my staff put in that amount of time for something that we're not going to recoup, to put it bluntly. But that's our job. With what America is going to get in their return, it's going to be their investment is going to be a good investment many, many, many times over.
I'm starting to feel back to being a soldier, so that was key for me.
You can't put it into words. It's like something you never wanted to do before is running, and all of a sudden it's taken away, and then God gives it back to you, and it's a blessing. And it just you just kind of sit there in shock, like I just did that.
Look at that smile. Again, that is all because of something called the IDEO. Right now, they are still just available there at the Center for the Intrepid for wounded warriors and some veterans. But the IDEO is about to enter a whole new stage as they're now training others in the military, at Walter Reed, for example, to be able to create these. They want to get it into the VA system, and soon it'll be moving into the civilian world. And later this week, only here on News 4 San Antonio at 10, I'll tell you the whole next step for the IDEO. Stay tuned.
I don't feel that pain that I would if I was walking without it.
A few nights ago here on News 4, I showed you that new device that was invented here at Fort Sam Houston, being developed here, that's changing the lives of soldiers who have all kinds of leg injuries. Well, tonight, I have the rest of the story, how the rest of us, thousands of us, civilians and others in the military, may soon benefit from this cool new contraption. More and more wounded warriors with leg and foot problems are going from this to this, and from this to this, all because of this thing they're wearing around their severely injured leg. It's called the IDEO. The before and after of these pictures, it has to touch you, and you realize how you changed their lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan Blanck invented the IDEO, which stands for Intrepid Dynamic Exoskeletal Orthosis, basically a cross between the latest in carbon fiber artificial running legs and an old-fashioned brace, but with a foot plate that fits right down inside your shoe. And here's how it works. As you step down, the IDEO redirects, or technically offloads, the weight or energy from your upper body away from your leg, and it stores it, kind of like a spring. Then when you push off, some of the energy goes right back up and helps you walk, run, or jump.
I can design a prosthesis to a patient to run. So how can I take that prosthetic design and wrap it around a limb? So that's what I really was trying to do.
Since Ryan came up with it in 2009, the IDEO has helped more than 400 service members, like Marine Corporal Wesley Bigby, keep their injured leg and get around like they used to, often without any limp or pain.
So now this is an option. They get to keep their own leg, and that is a miracle.
To see this process, to work with these individuals, I will forever be grateful because it's changed me. It's made me a better prosthetist. It's made me a better person, I think.
Every war has something that comes out of it that's medical advancement, and this wasn't tested, it wasn't researched. We were forced against the wall and decided we had to come up with something.
Johnny Owens designed a month-long training program so important for success with the IDEO. But until now, they've only been able to help service members and some veterans here at the Center for the Intrepid at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio.
We get calls all the time for civilians. We get people that need help.
Our job is to get it out to the rest of the military, get it out to the VA, get it out to the civilian world, because currently we're the only people that can make it. So our patients, my colleagues up at Walter Reed sending patients to us, my colleagues at San Diego sending patients to us.
But now the IDEO is just about to hit the next stage, both inside and outside the military.
I'm going to be working with a company for a nationwide version of this. I'm training folks here before I leave. I'm training Walter Reed before I leave. And I think it's a natural progression. I felt it was the toughest decision of my life.
Blanck will soon move back home to Seattle. He's a partner with a company that, in a surprising twist, is paying the military for the rights to his very own invention.
It was interesting. the inventor waived his right to the patent and gave it to the military. And that's the type of person he is.
Even though I developed it, I'm involved with the purchasing of the very device that I developed. So that's how the patent works, yeah. So, yes.
But his role in the next phase is crucial because right now only Ryan knows how to custom tailor each IDEO. He takes into account a patient's specific injuries and strengths, specially designing, then tweaking the carbon fiber mold and struts, adjusting the thickness, stiffness, even the feel of it.
We've seen a lot of people making ones that look just like them, but you put them on and they don't work.
Each one of them is like a fingerprint. None of them are exactly the same. There's not an off-the-shelf IDEO.
I think Ryan's got the secret, and certainly we're trying to get it out there to everybody.
And that's even more important now as they're discovering that the IDEO can help more people with more kinds of leg problems than they thought.
The interesting thing is it was all just for lower leg blast trauma, and we're starting to see, you know, people with a gunshot to the head, injuries to the hip. So these new diagnoses that are starting to open up is really awesome too, to see other applications of it.
And it's not rocket science again. I can train somebody how to do this. And will it be different? Yeah, but maybe different good.
But his patients will miss him.
He brings such a great spirit, and I really do have to thank Ryan a lot, because without this, it just really, it made a difference. It really made a difference to my life, to my family.
And family is a big part of why Ryan's moving back home.
Now I think about my family. I have 3 kids. We have all family in Seattle. Opportunity to get back there and thank my wife for being here the last 5 years. It was time to do that too. It's not all about me in the end. So family is most important.
Just a great guy, you can tell there.
Wow.
He is moving next month to help create that unique center in Seattle. It's the first step. He's going to help them make IDEOs and train people still here in the military and across the country. And as he said, they can't be mass produced, but within a few years, he hopes that you, or I especially,
Yes.
at least I do, will be able to get an IDEO at different places all around the country.
Oh, Beamer, you would be the perfect civilian guinea pig for that. If I were you, I would offer your services
I have
to him.
volunteered, but I don't know, no special treatment. But anyway, good luck out
What
there.
a great guy.
Ryan, and
he
we have the
is.
other story, by the way, on our website, news4sa.com, so check that out.